So Kevin Smith does own a movie theater in New Jersey called Smod Castle.
So that we discuss it, you can go. We discuss as one of the things you could go have a private screening there. So this is attached apparently to his apartment, right?
Well, he has an apartment above it.
Yeah, that's interesting. He lives there.
Yeah, and this is a Yelp review for it.
Okay.
He's out there while you're watching the movie.
Yeah, like he's
stomping,
out,
like
yeah,
it down.
Hey, keep it down.
This is Tom C. reviewed Smodcastle, gave it 1 star.
Oh,
and he said reeked of pot.
Okay, well, come on. I mean, it was
Kevin Smith in the hall. When we mentioned the problem to the staff, they said, "Well, the owner, nothing we can do. Don't smoke in an indoor public place, and certainly not in a theater." So they were like, "That guy smells like weed. Kevin Smith just walked by. He smells like weed. Can you tell him to stop?" It's like,
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
This is famous fucking weed head Kevin Smith. We know he loves those smoochy boochies. You know, he's Jay hooks him up. Jay sells weed, right?
Yeah. I don't know if he does anymore.
I mean, I guess Silent Bob does too, right? They sell it together.
Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob, they get together, they snoochie booch some weed. Sold out a Threevening with Kevin Smith. That's another Q&A.
So he's selling a threesome with him and his wife?
Oh, that would be, I mean, I think he would, but no, this is another Q&A. It's
is
the third
is he
one.
a swinger? Is he a swinger potentially?
I don't know.
Nah. He loves his wife like a lot.
Oh yeah, she's still poning the. Yeah.
I think it's sweet.
I think it is sweet. Yeah, it's nasty to think of him like in the sexual way, but it is sweet how much love he has for his wife. Definitely.
Yeah. I'm a big Kevin Smith fan, and The First Evening with Kevin Smith is my favorite work by the guy by far. I prefer it to his movies. Parentheses, which have gotten crappier and crappier recently. Blasphemy, I know. I think The Second Evening with Kevin Smith was a step down, but this one is almost right up there with the first. It's absolutely hilarious, and I highly recommend it. If you're not a Smith fan, I don't know why you would even be reading reviews for this. However, if you somehow are, let me say that if you don't mind a lot of profanity and graphic descriptions of sex acts, then you'll find this hilarious. Even if you aren't familiar with his work, or if you think he sucks, you don't like profanity, then again, I don't know what you're doing reading reviews about a Kevin Smith material. I've read some reviews complain that some of the material he goes over, they've already heard on his website, or that it just sounds like he's doing a stand-up routine. He is doing a stand-up routine. Of course, he directs the questions towards stories he can tell, and to that, he's fine-tuned. That's how comedians work. So this guy's going to now start describing.
That's how the art of stand-up works. I don't know if people listening know, but I do stand-up and I have done it before, and that is true. That a classic stand-up move is you got your go-to stories, you ask the question, and then you direct the audience, and you go to your go-to stories. It's a classic road comic move.
Yeah. I've read some reviews. So he goes, comedians will work on material for months or even years before they're completely happy with it. Then the good ones take the jokes they've been cultivating and put it on a DVD. That's all Smith is doing here, and it works. You may have heard some of his stuff on a Smodcast, but it's still great to have it all in one DVD to rewatch whenever you want. There's so much good stuff on here that even if you don't like a story or two, you're bound to laugh out loud dozens of times. And that brings me to the length. People actually complain about the length of the thing. It's not a movie where you have to watch the whole thing from beginning to end to get the entire experience. Just watch it in hour-long pieces if you need to. It's great. It's something you can rely on for a few laughs, even if you only have a half hour. Keep them coming.
So this is like this. This person's thinking of the fucking thing more as like a friend. Like, think of this fucking show as like a friend. Like when you're like down or whatever, you could throw it on for 15 minutes and it'll cheer you up. Just like it could be there for you if you like need some companionship or whatever.
Something makes you sad or something like that.
Something makes you sad. You just throw on 30 minutes of Kevin Smith talking about movie stories.